In this video, I'm going to be talking about what's happening with UK house prices. Now, if you find this useful in any way, do make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Each month, I provide an update as to what's going on with UK house prices, so do make sure you subscribe. There is an article on the Money to the Masses website, which we do link to in the notes of this video, where you can find a regularly updated article on all of the details to do with UK house price indices. Now, just remember that with house prices, there's various different things that can influence the value of your home, including supply and demand, interest rates. We're talking about the Bank of England base rate. When that goes up, that has an impact on mortgage rates, which can negatively impact house prices. And of course, there's also the general health of the economy. Now, I can't give you a crystal ball as to what is exactly going to happen with house prices going forward. So the best way to do this is actually to look at a number of house price indices that are published in the UK, and you can see what's been happening with house prices, and then you can make your own judgment as to where they might go in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them up on screen and talk through them. So the first one that we have got is the UK House Price Index. Now, this is the most accurate of all the various house price indices, as it's calculated based on completed sales for cash sales and those with a mortgage. It's a wide-ranging data set, and it's sourced from HM Land Registry and other government sources. And while it's very clear, there is a lag with this data. So you can see on there, February 2023, there was a monthly fall of 1%, which takes the annual change in house prices to 5.5%. Now, next up is the Nationwide House Price Index. Now, this is based on Nationwide's own data from its mortgage approvals. Now, you can see there was actually a monthly increase in house prices of 0.5%. You may have seen some headlines recently saying that house prices actually rose in value. So in reference to this particular index, now that means the annual change is only minus 2.7%. So you'll see there's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of what's happening with house prices, dependent on the index that you look at. We move on to the next house price index. We've got the Halifax House Price Index. Again, based on its own data, it says there was a monthly fall of 0.3%, and this data uses approximately 300,000 mortgage approvals to collate this data. The annual change is still positive at 0.1%. Now, we'll move on to the final index, which is the Rightmove index. Now, unlike the other indices that I've been talking about, these aren't based on mortgage approvals or sales. This is actually based upon the asking price of houses on the Rightmove portal. So that does mean that it gives an indication of sellers' confidence, but not actually what houses sell at. So again, there was a monthly change of 0.2%, so a positive change. Annual change is still 1.7%. So you can see overall these indices are saying there is a mixed bag. Some are saying there is growth, some are saying that house prices are falling. But one thing that all this data agrees upon at the moment, the headline suggesting we're going to see the 20% fall. There's not evidence just yet that that's happening. So where might house prices head next? Now, the Bank of England is still predicted to increase its base rate. In fact, it's predicted to get as high as 5% later in the year. Now, higher mortgage costs will likely mean that there will be fewer prospective purchasers able to secure a mortgage, which could put downward pressure on house prices. Now, if you go back to 1992, the average house price fell about 20% following a rapid rise in the Bank of England base rate. And bear in mind, the cost of living crisis will also mean that more people will probably fail the lender's affordability assessments when they apply for a mortgage. Now, this isn't a prediction of what will happen, but it's just giving some historical context. Now, for you personally, what's more important is to find out what your property is actually worth, because different regions, house prices move differently. So what you need to do is go and look at Zoopla, Rightmove. You can get a feel for what an estimate of your house is actually worth. And also, don't forget, you can get an estate agent round. Now, if you're going to do that, then it's probably worth getting at least 3 of them, so you get 3 estimates, and then you can take an average. So if you found this video useful in any way, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will be back next month with another update. But in the meantime, don't forget you can find that article in the notes of this video, which you can check more regularly.